For me, it's always about using the water to help me as opposed to fighting against the water. One of the most important skills for a whitewater paddler is to be able to read the water and to always be adaptable. The stoppers can be different shapes. Some are flat and across the whole river, others are in a V shape. In some cases you can go down and have a lot of speed and jump over and land onto the flat part of the stopper to avoid that bubbly and messy water and keep your speed. So the timing of your strokes is really important and the positioning of your body is important. I like to stay on the front and really make sure I have a good grip and push. As I'm pushing with my knees, I'm pulling with the stroke and bringing my hips forward to jump the stopper. If I'm leaning back and I'm floating down like this, my tail might get caught, I might get stopped by the wave here and lose all my speed and be unstable. When I'm using the edges of the stopper to go, say, from right to left, I use my whole body. I'll push on the footrest with my feet, I'll lock the boat with my knees and use my hips to guide the boat. I will position so that my boat is parallel to the corner of the wave, and I'll grab with my paddle, I'll grab as far as I can and bring myself to the direction of the gate and use the speed of the water. In that case, I'm more leaning on the stroke a bit and pulling in that way as opposed to jumping and lifting the boat. My second slalom technique tip is about upstream gates, which means we go back up through the gates that are often behind a rock or an obstacle in flatter water. It's not in the middle of the current. We're converting that downstream speed into the eddy and using our core, using our rotation to turn the boat out. We can do it on a draw stroke, which is when we open and bring the blade to the boat in this way. And other times we can do it on a back sweep, which is basically sinking the tail of the boat so that it slices the water and turns faster. And other times we can also attack a gate and come really tight and just sweep it, where we're able to sink our tail on one stroke and then exit. My last slalom technique tip is how to get out of an unpleasant situation. The whitewater is really powerful and sometimes it can be pretty violent if you lose your edge, if your paddle gets stuck, if your tail gets held by the water, it can lead to you capsizing. When that happens, we use a technique called the kayak roll, where we get in position using our hips and the blade reaching for that flat water above, we flick and we're able to roll back up. Hopefully that doesn't happen in racing, but sometimes in training when we're pushing the limits, we do end up in those situations.